Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us for this quick webinar as we prepare for this year's Leadership Institute hosted in Dallas, Texas at the George W. Bush Presidential Librarian Center. Our goal today is to give you kind of a brief overview of what to expect at this year's Institute and try to help answer any questions you might have to prepare for this exciting event. So before we get started, again, thank you for participating in this webinar. And before we get too far on this, I want to thank you for not only participating in the webinar, but applying for the program itself. It's a very exciting program this year, and we'll get into a little bit more details about what makes it so special this go around. So, before we start talking about what to expect from this program, I'd like to tell you a little bit about who we are. So, my name's Eric Gage. I'm the Director of Programs here at Student Veterans of America. And I came to Student Veterans America through a SVA chapter at the University of South Dakota. I was involved from the early days of SVA as an organization back in 2009. And as an active chapter leader, became active at the national level. I'm participating through national programming. And eventually was hired on to SVA staff back in 2000, about 2.5 years ago now. Here is my contact information. This is my email address, my cell phone number, my LinkedIn, and my Twitter. Please take note of this. I will be available to answer any questions you have now leading up to the Institute, as well as I'll be present on the ground, and that's my cell phone number. So anything you need, you can go ahead and reach out, and we'll be sure to help you out.
And hi, everyone. I'm Karen Buck. You've probably had numerous phone calls and emails from me. Sorry about that. You'll only get a few more for the rest of the week. But as Eric said, reach out to us. There's my contact information. Take down my email address, which all of you should have, and my cell phone number. Reach out to us before the event, during the event, and even after the event. I've been at SVA for about 1.5 years now, 6 months on Res professional staff, and a year before that as an AmeriCorps Vista. So I'm looking forward to seeing all of you in Dallas.
Yeah, and don't worry if you miss anything that we talk about in today's webinar. As soon as the webinar is over, it'll be saved in a video file, and we will be sure to email it to everybody who's attending this year's Institute so that everybody can benefit from this information as we lead up to this exciting event.
And if you guys have questions as we go, I have my computer pulled up, and we can take questions on the screen here if you have any.
So yeah, just type your questions into the chat function. We'll be sure to get to them. So this year, it's the 2017 Leadership Institute, sponsored by Prudential and hosted at the George W. Bush Presidential Center in Dallas, Texas. So this year's Leadership Institute will be a little different than one we've ever held before. In the past, the Leadership Institute was more focused on chapter level leadership. We took what we taught everybody at our local regional summits about how to be a good chapter leader, and we kind of built on that at our institute. Well, this year, we've kind of taken a step back and tried to figure out how better to serve you, the student veteran. So this year we piloted our Chapter Leader Academy, an online course that will aid you as a chapter leader. You can find all of that content at studentveterans.org under programming. But this year, since we started down this new path with online curriculum for the Chapter Leader Academy, we've also taken a step back and taken a redirect here with the Leadership Institute, where we focus solely on individual leadership. Our goal is to take the 100 best student veterans in the nation and make them tomorrow's leaders. We want to help you, give you a boost to get on your leadership path. We want to aid you in creating your leadership mantra and figure out what being a leader means to you. And like Karen said, if you have any questions on this, please don't hesitate to let us know.
So here's what we're going to cover today. We did the opening already. We're going to go over the travel to Dallas, what to expect when you get on the ground in Dallas, things to pack, and then we'll just go over some closing remarks.
All right, so all of you should have already interacted with Karen or Maureen here at SVA HQ as we booked your travel. If you have not received your itinerary, please check your email. It should have come from either one of the travel sites or from Southwest Airlines. If you have not received it yet, please reach out to Karen and she'll be more than happy to help you track down your itinerary. So, some of the basics. It's your responsibility to make it to the airport and onto your flight. We're all adults. I trust that you all can do this. You will need to cover all the expenses during your travel except for airfare and baggage fees. Those are on us. If you're traveling into Dallas Love Field, when you arrive to Dallas, make your way to ground transportation following the signs for Hotel Shuttle. When you get to that area, look for the shuttle for the Magnolia Dallas Park Cities. This is the hotel we're staying at, and that shuttle will take you directly to the hotel where you, once you arrive, look for Karen and I, and we'll check you in. If you're traveling into the Dallas-Fort Worth airport, go to the ground transport area of the terminal. Once there, call Kelvin, whose phone number is available and which we'll follow up with after this webinar. He'll be available in a minivan to pick you up and shuttle you back to the hotel. Majority of everybody's flying into Love because of its proximity and as the convenience of the airport shuttle. But due to logistics, a few individuals had to fly into Dallas-Fort Worth, and that's why our solution to that is Kelvin and a minivan.
And in regards to the baggage fees, I'll be sending out a form to everyone who's not flying Southwest. If you could print that form out and bring it with you to the event so we can fill it out there, and I can take those back with me and we can process that request. Yeah,
we're more than happy to take those reimbursement fees to help cover that baggage fee. All right, so a few basics on what to expect. Here's a very, very basic run of show for the event. Now, it doesn't have any of the details about what we'll be doing, but it has a basic idea of what to expect. You all arrive the morning of the 19th, or in a few cases the evening before. Once you arrive, you look for Karen and I. We'll have a sign, or you'll see us right in the general lobby area of the hotel. You'll sign in with us and then sit down and have some lunch while you wait for everybody else to arrive. Around 1:30 local time, we will board buses to a service project where we will have the opportunity to do service in our community, because here at SVA, we hold the motto, leave it better than you found it. So we're going to be spending the weekend in Dallas. So as an organization, we are going to leave Dallas better than we found it by doing this few hours of service. After the service project, we'll head back to the hotel. You'll have an opportunity to check into your hotel room, get cleaned up, and then we'll have dinner. After dinner, there'll be a welcome event with some welcoming remarks from a few of our special guests. And then you'll be broken up into your small groups. You'll be then introduced to your small group leaders and mentors, and then you'll have an opportunity for a little informal group time with your small groups. As you can see from this, we're working you pretty late into the night, so if you can, try to get a little extra sleep in the build-up, because it's going to be a long few days, and you're not going to want to miss any of it. On Friday, October 20th, we start bright and early at 7:30 a.m. with breakfast over at the Bush Institute. We'll walk over there as a group, so don't worry. We'll meet in the lobby beforehand, and we'll walk over. We'll have breakfast over at the Bush Center. We'll have some small group time with the groups that you met the evening before. There'll be lunch, then some more, then a guest speaker, and some more small group time, dinner, fun, and some more group time. Now, obviously, all these details are subject to change, barring any changes or logistical things that come up, or special guests that need to change the schedule a little bit. But don't worry, we will be sure to take care of all the needs you guys have. So Saturday, October 21st, breakfast again in the morning at the Bush Center as a group. We'll then do some more small group time, lunch, more group time, and then we will load up on buses, head out for a nice dinner as a group, and then have an ending activity of a little bit more special fun that we'll fill you in on when we get a little closer. And then the Sunday, bright and early, more breakfast as a group. Then we'll do a little end talk, a little facilitated, what we learned here, what we can do better, and then we'll all head off to the airport. So I know there wasn't a lot of detail in what I talked about, but I wanted to give you all kind of a general timetable of what to expect, and to let you know, like, there really is no downtime in this event. There's a reason why we're having you arrive early on the 19th, and we're having you leave afternoon on the 22nd, because we filled almost every minute in between there with some type of valued activity. And there's not a lot of downtime and not a lot of time to sleep, but we do that so that we maximize the time we have together.
So I see a few questions coming in. Don't worry, we'll have a chance at the end to get to all of your questions after this. So if we don't answer them as we go, don't worry, we'll get to them at the end. So what to pack? As Eric mentioned, we'll be doing a service project on Thursday. So you're going to want to bring some long pants, closed-toed shoes, sneakers may be the best option there. Long sleeves are optional, hats optional, work gloves. That's all for the service project. Then for the remainder of the days, including Thursday night, you're going to need a business casual outfit. So 3 separate business casual outfits, and then casual for departure on the 22nd. Also, I would bring a water bottle. We're trying to be eco-friendly this time. We're not going to be providing bottled water, but there will be stations to refill your water bottle at the hotel or the George W. Bush Presidential Center. So bring a reusable bottle, some note-taking supplies, pen, paper, however you want to take your notes. You can even take notes on a computer. Not really going to have a lot of time to spend on the computer during the event, but it may be resourceful for note-taking.
Yeah, and all these things are you know, if it says optional, it's totally optional. And if you have any questions on us, please let us know. We'll be sure to send this list with the follow-on email from after this webinar. And please, like Karen said, if you have any questions on anything, please let us know. All right, so now's the time for questions. On the screen is our contact information, so please take that down if you have any questions we don't get to today. And otherwise, I'll turn it over to Karen so we can answer some of your questions.
All right. Question from Ray. Are we doing this community service only one day? Yes. Thursday afternoon will be our only aspect of community service throughout the weekend. Will the slides be available? Yes. We'll be sending out this in a video recording either later this evening or tomorrow morning to everyone. Is there a schedule for those arriving on the 18th?
No, if you arrive on the 18th, if you're flying into Love Field, same procedure, go catch the airport shuttle, check in at the front desk, they'll be able to check you in, and then on the morning of the 19th, come find us in the lobby and we'll get you checked in like everybody else on the 19th. If you're flying into DFW, Calvin has your scheduled itinerary, same protocol. Once you arrive, find the ground transport area and give Calvin a call and he'll pick you up and bring you to the airport. And then you just have a little downtime to rest up and hydrate for the following day.
And if you are flying in on the 18th, the hotel already has your information and knows you're coming a day early. Should you have any issues, I don't foresee this happening, but please give me a call and let me know as soon as possible so we can take care of that. One more question. What about those who are driving? Is there a form for mileage reimbursement?
So mileage reimbursement, I unfortunately don't have an answer for that at this point. I believe we will be able to handle your mileage reimbursement, but I apologize, I haven't been able to fully lock that down yet. We have to confirm that that is an option within the grant parameters. I'm pretty sure, but I don't want to commit to that until I know for sure. But please follow up with us when we get on the ground there, and I should have an answer for you by then.
Will we have a roommate? Yes, great question. We forgot to address that. You will have a roommate. We selected roommates randomly based on gender, so there will be 2 to a room. There shouldn't be any issues there. So let me know if you need any special accommodations or anything, and we'll do our best to work with you in the hotel.
Yeah, and we gave the room assignment list to the hotel, so you don't need to figure out that anything ahead of time. You just, when time comes, check in at the front desk. You'll be given your room, and you'll probably either meet your roommate down in the lobby or when you get up to your room, depending on each of your arrival times. Also, at that note, since everybody does have a roommate, please keep that in mind when packing so that, you know, appropriate downtime, you have appropriate clothing since you will not be in your own room. Also, in one of the evenings, we will be doing a fun activity that PT gear will be recommended for, so be sure to throw a set of PT gear into your luggage, as well as anything else you think you might need for, you know, 3-4 days on the road.
Can we go over the attire for the service project? We had a computer crash.
Oh, sure thing.
During that.
So for the service project, we'll be doing, you know, physical activity, and some of it will be outside in a brush area. So long pants are absolutely required, as well as closed-toed shoes. The sturdier, the better. Long sleeves are an option, just depending on what work you'll be doing. A hat, if you're like me, you'll definitely be wearing a hat. It doesn't take much to sunburn this down, so you know yourself better than everybody else, so plan accordingly. Work gloves will be provided, but they'll be the pretty standard ones, so if you have any sturdy work gloves you like to use, that's an option for you. As well as we'll have sunscreen available for those participating.
Can we take pictures? Can we bring a camera?
Yes. So we encourage documenting of the event. Take lots of pictures. Tweet all you can. Share the excitement of what's going on the ground. So if you notice at the bottom of the slide, there's the 2017 Leadership Institute, hashtag SVA Leads. Please use that hashtag. Tweet about what's going on. Put it up on Facebook. Take lots of photos. Brag about what's going on. Make sure that everybody knows what exciting things are happening at this event, so that those back at your campus can share in the excitement.
See, for those coming in on the 18th, is food covered or are we on our own?
I apologize, you're on your own.
It says business casual, so go with polos, slacks, and such, nothing formal.
Yeah, so what I like to say is, business formal is, full suit and tie for the gentlemen and the equivalent for the ladies. You can take that back a notch for business or business casual. A nice shirt or with a collar, and nice slacks and appropriate shoes.
So we have a flight coming in at 5 a.m. Calvin will be available and ready at the airport to pick you up. Not sure if your hotel room will be ready yet. I'll do my best to work with the hotel to see what we can do for you there.
Yes, we were sure to let Calvin know that he got to go to the airport at 5 a.m. So he's very excited to see you bright and early.
The earliest you can check in on the 19th. Still working out those details. We should have those once we get on the ground in Dallas. We'll be starting on the 19th. Eric, what time does lunch start?
Lunch will be available at 11, and it'll be a kind of eat as you arrive from the airport, and then you'll just kind of hang out in that room with everybody else as they arrive up until our buses arrive to take us to the service project.
All right. Do we have any other questions? Keep them coming if you have them. Will we have any downtime during the weekend?
As you can see, not really. So you'll have downtime from 2300 hours till about 7:30 a.m. So there's not a lot of time between there for downtime. Also, this is a great opportunity to point out this is a totally substance-free event. No alcohol is permitted during the event by any of the participants. I'm sure you all noticed that provision in the agreement that you signed when you were invited to participate, as well as this will include any other substances outside prescription medications. Obviously, if you have things you need to take, you need to take them. But tobacco will only be permitted in designated smoking areas during designated breaks. Otherwise, our goal is to kind of try to keep everybody very focused on the curriculum and what we're trying to do at this event.
If you're a local, yes, we have a hotel room for you. Since the schedule is pretty packed, we do prefer that you stay at the hotel, and parking will be available at the hotel. On the 22nd, Calvin will be taking everyone back to DFW, probably at in one or two different trips, depending on how many we have flying out of there. So you do have accommodations on Thursday, Amanda, at the hotel. Not really sure. Would you be able to clarify that question, Amanda? Is parking validated if you are local? The hotel has a parking lot.
Yeah, we have parking as part of our room block. So just bring if you get a parking slip when you check in, just let us know and we'll be sure to take care of that.
All right. Oh, thanks, Lorena. It's great to put a face to the emails. Let's see, what else do we have? Oh, do we have downtime from lunch to the leadership check-in?
Leadership check-in.
Leadership check. Lunch to check.
On the 19th?
Yes.
So what'll happen when you arrive from the airport, you'll check in with us, and then you can just kind of hang out in the public areas, or if your room's available, you can bring your stuff up to your room. Otherwise, we'll have a room with lunch in it that you can just go eat and hang out with the other participants while we wait for the service project.
Do we provide shuttle services from the airport? We don't provide private services from the airport to the hotel, but the hotel has its own shuttle that goes to and from the airport on a regular basis. Any other questions?
So one of the things I wanted to mention that I failed to mention earlier, so the way the small groups will work is you'll be broken up into 4 smaller groups of around 25. That group will then be paired with 2 mentors, one outside mentor that is of a certain caliber of leader that has had great experience and success in leading in their careers and in their lives, as well as a member of the senior SVA staff, which will lead your group in through the activities as we work towards cultivating this next generation of leaders. As well as Karen, myself, and a few others like Calvin will just be available throughout the whole event to kind of take care of the things that arise or you might need to make sure the event happens smoothly. If there's anything you need at any point between now and really any time, just reach out to Karen or I. It's our jobs to make it so you can participate in this event in the most flawless and stress-free possible way.
Is there anything we should keep cash on hand for?
Not really. Once you're on the ground and once you check in, everything's kind of covered by us. Like I said, there's, as you can see, if it's during the times of from between 7:30 a.m. and either 10 or 11 p.m. at night, you're kind of busy, and we're taking care of all of your needs during that time.
If you have a food allergy, you should have completed it on your application. And then I have that information, and it's already been sent to the catering companies. So that should be all taken care of. Unless you did not provide that information in your application, then please feel free to send me an email, and we'll make sure to accommodate you.
Yeah, and not just allergies. If you have any allergies that you're not sure if you told us about or not, just shoot Karen an email. As well as if you require any additional accommodations for disability or any other reason, please just let us know. SVA is very forward-thinking in how we handle different issues, so please let us know what you need to be successful in this event, and we'll be sure to do everything we can.
Should we be ready to go to the service project when we land, or will we have time to change?
It depends on when your flight arrives. Most of you will arrive in enough time to have some lunch and change into your clothes for the service project. It really depends on what time your flight lands, but almost everybody should have enough time to change before we jump on the bus.
And David, to answer your question specifically, you arrive at 12:10. We're not leaving until about 1:30 for the service project, so that would give you plenty of time to get to the hotel beforehand. Let me see. Does the hotel have a gym? I believe it does. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I will definitely double check.
Oh, actually, I know that question. I just read that. There is a gym available. Really, the only time in the schedule where you would have the opportunity to use it is if you're an early riser and you choose to do that before breakfast. But the gym is available 24 hours a day.
Can we get copies of this schedule to work out extensions for weekly homework with professors?
So if you need documentation or resources to work out with your professors, please just shoot us a message. We've had to do this for other students, so we have pre-built schedules, letters, whatever it is you specifically need, just let us know, and we've probably already made it for somebody else. We'll swap their name out for yours and customize it for your specific need and send it off to you.
Ryan, if you have not received flight information yet, please give me a call after this or send me an email so we can take care of that. Unfortunately, jeans are not business casual. We prefer, what did you say today, Eric? Suit or tie, or coat or tie?
Yeah, it's one of those things where business casual can be a somewhat deceptive term. What we like to see is, not jeans, slacks, khakis, basically anything that you would wear to a job interview, or you would see somebody wearing in in a somewhat professional office type environment. We're cultivating tomorrow's leaders, and we like to keep everybody dressed in a certain way so that you're kind of in that mindset.
Yes, there will be free Wi-Fi at the hotel to do homework. Is there a certificate of completion for this course?
That you will have to wait and see.
What exactly is fun time on the 20th? Group activity, dress attire?
So the fun activity on the 20th is when I mentioned earlier you should bring some PT gear. It'll be a physical type of activity.
Speaking of PT gear, are silkies allowed for the PT session?
If you want to wear silkies, you go right ahead.
For those who arrive on Thursday, are we doing anything to meet and greet?
If you arrive on Thursday and you are so inclined, please let Karen and I know. We'll be available to say hi. We're on the advanced team on the 18th, so we're tying down a few loose ends and putting a few things in place for the event. But we'd be more than happy to say hi and spend some time with you while we wait for the rest of the group to show up on the 19th.
And if you feel that your flight may arrive a little too late that afternoon, please let me know so we can see what we can do. Maybe switching your flight or having someone hang by to drive you up to the service project. We'll work out all of those details with you on a case-by-case basis.
Yes. If you have Karen's phone number, please call her or Calvin if your flight is delayed or if there's any problems. Please let us know as soon as you can so that we can try to help, try to get you to where you need to be as quickly as possible. For example, if your flight is delayed and you land just in time, we might skip taking you to the hotel and Calvin might bring you right to the service project and you'll have to change there. There's a lot of options. We just kind of, when you're bringing 100 people from all across the country to one location, a few hiccups happen, and we just appreciate you reaching out to us as soon as they do, so we can help mitigate the problems that arise from these unexpected things.
Does the service project require jeans? We don't require jeans. Any type of long pant will do. Track pants, jeans, whatever you want to get dirty, pretty much.
Yes, the host of our service project does require long pants. Nothing, your ankle cannot be exposed. We're going to be doing some physical type work, and there may be some tall brush that you may go through. So it's kind of a safety issue. We want to make sure your legs are entirely covered.
Will Dan Standage be there?
Dan will unfortunately not be joining us at this event.
Will the PT be something that can be done with physical disabilities, for example, a back injury?
So the fun activity is one of those things where we haven't fully defined what it's going to be because we want to see what everybody's capable of. And we want to make sure we're able to do something as a group. It will be fun. It will be not traditional PT. It will be something of a physical nature that we want to make sure that everybody that chooses to participate is able.
All right, so we're just about at our 30-minute mark. If you have any final questions, now's the time to get those in. Otherwise, feel free to give Eric or I a call or email, and we'll do our best to answer your questions. Yeah, be sure to write that information down, both of our cell phone numbers as well as email address, Twitter, LinkedIn. Yeah,
hit us up with any questions you have. And if you're so inclined, start tweeting about this exciting opportunity now using the hashtag. We want to share this excitement with the entire population of student veterans. Like I said, we're only taking 100 to this event, and not everybody was able to make it. So, tell the population and everybody, either at your school or student veterans across the country, about this exciting event so that they can share in the excitement with you and hopefully apply for next year.
We have just 2 more questions before we head out. Can we arrive in reasonable casual attire on the 18th or 19th?
Yeah.
You can fly in whatever you feel comfortable in, as long as you have appropriate attire to change into for either the service project or just relaxation on the 18th. Let's see what else. How many people applied for this event?
Oh, there was around 450?
Yeah. 450
people applied. As you noticed, it was a very short application window. So from a programmatic standpoint, any application you have 400 plus people apply for in less than a week is a pretty big deal. So we were very excited about the individuals who did apply. It took a lot of effort for our team to choose this 100. As you can imagine, with the materials that you had to submit for application, it, for one, just took us a while to look through everything, but then had to weigh everybody and who would be the best cohort that we could assemble. So for those individuals that unfortunately did not make the cut, we apologize. It's nothing to do with what we felt about you as an individual. It was just very stiff competition. And some applications were unfortunately just stronger than others.
And then one final question, is there a gift shop?
I believe there is a small convenience shop at the hotel, and the Bush Center, as any museum does have a gift shop.
All right, I think that's about it for our question session.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for logging on for this special Leadership Institute preparatory webinar. Let us know if you have any additional questions, and if not, we'll see you in Dallas.